morning, beautiful people. Welcome to Wild Flower Garden Tarot. Again, this has been supposed to be a daily thing, but it's just been crazy. And maybe I'm just going to make them weekly for the summer. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm going to try to get up earlier. I have to confess that I'm a bit of a sleeper inner. And like right now, it's like, can you see my clock? Right now, it's 8:30. So that being said, I wanted to tell you, I'm going to use a Crow Tarot today. I think. We'll see. I mean, if that's not what they want, they won't let anything come up. But yesterday I was in my garden, and I could hear, Mom! Hey, Mom! So I went running to the house, and because I thought it was my son. It sounded like an emergency. So I was like, Liam, what's wrong? And he's like, what? I'm just sitting here. Like, well, that's weird because it sounded like you, and I thought he was kind of fucking around with me. And then I went back outside because I have Hascap bushes, which here in Saskatchewan, they're kind of unique here. They were developed by our University of Saskatchewan, and they're a blend between a blueberry and a raspberry Hascaps. So anyway, I was out picking Hascap berries in the garden. And again, Mom, it was the crow. I've got these two crows. Well, there's more than two, but there's two that have really adopted us. Myrtle and Henry. You know, like in Viking mythology, they're Hugin and Munnin, but I call them Myrtle and Henry. And Myrtle, I don't know which is which, but Myrtle was in the tree. And she was calling at me, and she's like, hey, Mom, caw, hey, Mom. And it's like, that's just crazy, because, I mean, it tells you how much they hear Liam say, hey, Mom. But it's also, these, like, crows are, you know what, and we have horses too, and, you know, the older I get, the more I realize that, you know, we've always believed that humans have dominion over the animals and that we're smarter and we have to teach them everything. And the older I get, the more I think that is complete baloney, because they know so much more than we do. We have so much to learn from them. So like I said to my son, many people will never learn a second language from our species, let alone this crows, ravens, magpies, parrots, you know, there's probably other birds. They can learn the language of another species. Like, that is just nuts. Like, they just know, like, you know, and I go out and talk to my horses, I know that they understand my language. And aside from that, they read my energy. They read my mood. They read, like, we don't even have a clue what all, you know, the critters of the earth can do. So anyway, there's my little spiel for today. I kind of feel like this is going to be a romantic card reading. Actually, no, you know what? I'm going to go through this Earth Magic deck while I talk to you. You know what? And if you don't like the chatter, like, because I don't know, you will notice. I just want to kind of go through each of these cards while I'm talking to you. You will notice that most readers have some preamble before we get into our reading, because, you know, we're getting into the space, lots of times, like, I would say that a lot of readers, you can call me on it if you want, but a lot of readers, were called to do a reading. Like this morning, I felt an urgent need to do this reading for you. And a lot of readers, the messages that come out, you can say, oh no, just chatter, blah, blah, blah. But that, I would honestly say, because I have no memory of what I've said, and when that happens, I know that that has come directly from Spirit to you. It just comes through us, right? So, And there's Archangel Michael on the bottom. Yeah, I'm going to go with these ones and see. It's already muggy as shit in here. Saskatchewan, like, I know people think of Canada as really cold, but in summer it is hot. Really hot. And I think that that's why, like, Northern Americans, you know, all the people that live, like, where we are in our latitude, you know, around the world, that we're considered a little bit more tougher because we have to deal with it being 40 below and 40 above. And neither is pleasant. I did invest finally in an air conditioner. But I don't have it on now. Oh, interesting. What else do we have for these people? Okay. What the heck? Okay. Oh, and do you see how these are just popping out? I'm going to see if there's another one. So I think this may be less of a romance reading than, well, we'll see. We will see. Yeah, I think that's it. But holy crapola. I mean, it's Monday here where I am. So we've passed the weekend. Oh, it is muggy as shit in here. Right off the bat, we see this. I hit the zoom button. There we go. Heal away addictions. It's time to let go of behaviors that are blocking you from your heart's desire. Wow. Ask Archangel Raphael to help you with this healing. Then the next one, check this out. So, heal away addictions. Clear yourself. Ask the angels to release any toxic energies that you may have absorbed. And the third one is listen to your intuitive feelings. Your body is receiving accurate messages from the divine. So, while I was reading those to you, Spirit said, and my hands are falling asleep. So while I was reading that to you, Spirit said that some of you are dealing like with physical addictions. Some of you are dealing with relationship addictions. You know, like you just can't break up with this person, or you just can't let go, like you need to release that person. Oh, and Spirit just said some of you have experienced a breakup. But you're having a really hard time letting go of that person. Okay? So, I split these in half and shuffle them because they're pink cards and it hurts my hands. Like, see, it's like... I see some people do them like sideways, but I haven't mastered that. I'm not really a great shuffler. Anyway, but you know what? The shuffling is just it's not about how you shuffle. It's just a vehicle for the cards to come out in a certain way. Some people will spread them out and intuitively pick the cards. I kind of like this better. I find Spirit has more direct contact with me this way. That's just my own personal thing. Okay. Okay. Okay, that was like half the deck. Yeah, okay. It's just that one was supposed to come out. So we have the Eight of Pentacles and the Two of Pentacles coming out. And right away, as soon as I saw this, it's like you're holding on. Oh, you're holding on to someone, or Spirit just said you're holding on to an idea. Oh, okay. Spirit just said you could be holding on to an idea of how things should have been, but the reality of what it has been or what it was is not this, and that you've been working really hard see, like, there's all this shit going on in the background. Like, there's all this stuff going on in the background, but you're just working away on this pentacle. It's like, no, I can make this work. 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 I can do this. See, I see this heal away addictions. For some of you, that might be an actual addiction, but for some of you, oh, okay. Oh, okay. Okay, so for some of you, that might be an actual addiction, but, whoa! What? So part 2, my son had a tick on his back, so so we're talking about your addiction. Some of this might be actual addictions. Some of it, though, I think is addictions to behaviors. Some of you may be attracted to toxic people because you were raised by toxic people. And so now is the time, you know, especially if you've released yourself or been released from a toxic relationship, to not just jump into something else, right? To clear yourself, to clear that energy, you know, listen to your intuitive feelings, and you explore what's going on within yourself that keeps needing something. Because it's not just that you attract toxic people, you attract them, they come into your life, and even if they're trying to leave, you're holding on. You're the one holding on. Correct? Okay, what else do you have for us, Spirit? Yeah. Wow, 6 of Cups, and Spirit came up and it says, it's time for you to fly away. This may be for somebody that's still in that, is stuck, you know, and won't let go, but is looking at the freedom of those 2 other birds. Right? My hands are so numb, honest to goodness. You know what's interesting about these videos is that you can see your COVID roll. It's like, so, I mean, just as a side note, talking about addictions, I love, and this isn't a plug for a company, but I love Good Host Iced Tea. And I like it really strong, but it's really full of sugar. And I'm very sugar sensitive. Like, if I have a little bit of sugar, I'm going to be fat. So summer comes along and there's all the yummy drinks, right? Yeah, so this isn't COVID fat. This is just maybe summer fat. And it's time for me to say, yeah, cut out the sugar, sister. Drink water. There's nothing wrong with drinking water. So anyway, okay, Spirit, what else do we have? Now watch. I want you, those of you, Wheel of Fortune, I want those of you who watch this, because you know what, most people watching these are looking for a reading that is going to match what they want to hear, so that they can stay in their addiction, or they can stay in their entrapment. So they're going to find a reading that won't even maybe resonate with them, that they have to stretch that and move it to fit, you know, and then they'll comment, and that reader will look at it, it's like, no, that's not it at all. This reading, you know what, because when people are like, when those, I'm going to just say it's a lower vibration of a person who still has a lot to learn. When those people are going through to see what videos they want to watch, they're looking for the karmic is bad, or, you know, I'm in love with this guy and he's married, but his wife is bad, and so I'm justified to be in a relationship with him. or to, you know, pursue him or whatever, or vice versa. Like, this woman's in an abusive relationship, and so I'm going to rescue her from this, and I'm going to find the readings that's going to resonate with me about that. This isn't that. My readings come from Spirit for your greater good. Sometimes they're romance things, sometimes they're not. Sometimes they do say, boy, that person, you're in a relationship and there's somebody, but he's got something going on, or she's got something going on, or you've got something. But this reading, this reading is for you. This is for you, for your greater good, to get your own shit together so that you can end up in that relationship that is just wow. And if you're not, the unhealed bring in unhealed, right? Like, you need to get to a place, because look at these 3 cards come out while I'm going off about that. The Wheel of Fortune. Okay? It's a whole new world. Things are going to happen quickly. Moving forward. And the Devil, which speaks of addictions, toxic energies that you may have absorbed, right? And in this card especially, in all of them, but in this deck especially, see that little, I don't know if that's a little robin or whatever. The Devil's got him tied. You see? The chain is really big around that bird, that little bird's foot. This little bird, oh, the Spirit just said to read it. This little bird can escape, but doesn't. Perched in the middle of a river of blood, atop his latest prey, the Devil is disinterested in the lives he has destroyed. His presence can be cold and dark. At times, to catch his prey, he channels his charming nature and allows the unsuspecting victim to willingly follow, only to discover later he has taken their joy and replaced it with despair. Chained, yet able to free herself if she sincerely wishes, is a little bird symbolizing purity and a free spirit that has succumbed to the forceful demands of the Devil. This card can mean there is an addiction that is preventing you from finding real freedom and happiness. It may also indicate a fear of change. This card points out that the chains that have you bound are your own creation. Bam. This card points out that your chains that have you bound are your own creation. Okay? Now let me tell you something. I'm not being judgmental of you. I have been in this position, right? I understand what it's like to get involved with a person who is toxic and who is abusive in any number of ways. It doesn't have to be physically abusive. Just remember, people say that, physical or that emotional abuse is worse than physical abuse because of this or whatever. Because, the emotional abuser just goes after your feelings and goes after who you are. Do you think that a woman or a man who is physically abused isn't also by association emotionally abused? Right? So there's no kind of abuse that is right? But you've gotten into this. That toxic person, in many cases, would let you go. You won't let go. That was me. I wouldn't let go. Oftentimes he would leave or he would try, and I was beg him to come back. I look back now, I'm like, what the fuck were you thinking? Finally I did. Finally, I was like, okay, good, go. And then he tried to come back. I was like, no, we're done. And that was a great day. That was so empowering. Sometimes you need a stranger like me to tell you this. This is coming from Spirit. Okay, what do we have? What do we have? You know, it's interesting because my video got interrupted by my son having a tick on him, which all of a sudden Spirit tells me is kind of symbolic, right? Because you have a tick on you. You have something that could give you sickness. So Spirit just says some of you do wonder if if this person that you're in relationship with or have been in a relationship with, and you break up and you get back together, you break up, you get back together, or you're currently broken up but you're missing him, whatever, missing her, whatever. But they could give you a disease. Like some of you are actually worried because they've maybe been screwing around. But there's that whole thing, right? Let go. Or like this toxic person you've broken up, and like they're with somebody else, and it hurts, right? It's like, why? So you need to come to that place where when you're a toxic person, when you release them, and they're with somebody else, and all you can think of is pity for that other victim, right? All right, let's get some clarification on this devil. Let's get some advice. What can these people yeah, right? Moving forward, like, was my thoughts. So let's shuffle. What can these people think of as they're moving forward, my friends? And we got the Nine of Wands. So see the sun's coming out from behind the clouds. You're coming to the end of this cycle. You're picking up your scraps and you're moving on. I'm just going to read this one too. Wands. I'll tell you what, when you videotape yourself, it keeps you humble because all I can see is my roll here. It's like, that popped up so quickly. Well, it didn't. I mean, we all know it didn't. But after so much effort, the final task is almost complete. The Nine of Wands denotes a struggle in finishing a project, finishing a relationship. And despite the consistent successes of the past, there have been constant obstacles. The Nine of Wands offers encouragement to keep going. Bask in what you've created. It also cautions against blaming others for your lack of progress and asks you to look inward. Are the obstacles in your way there to teach you a lesson or to self-sabotage because you are fearful of committing fully to the idea? So this would be, beware, if you say, okay, I'm going to do it. I'm going to break up with this person forever, or that you've broken up. It's like, I'm not going back. I'm not calling back. This is telling you to please be careful, like to not keep going back. Okay? So 10 of Pentacles on the bottom of that deck. Okay, advice going forward for these people. Encouragement. It's a lot of cards, but I'm not going to take them. If they're meant to come out, they will. So, I just had kind of a nasty headache this morning, too. Okay, what's going on? Knight of Wands. So, things are going to come in quickly. It's like you've been holding yourself back. Oh, nice. Okay, so you see this, sun? Like, if you can complete this, see it's just coming out from behind the clouds. There we go. That all of a sudden you're going to, like, okay, I could do this. Yes, I know I'm better than this. I know I'm better than this. I'm going to let go of these behaviors that are blocking me from my heart's desire. Archangel Raphael will help me with this healing. I'm going to clear myself. I'm going to ask the angels to release my toxic energies that I may have absorbed. I'm going to listen to my intuitive feelings, which often come from God, from spirit, from angels. Your body is receiving accurate messages from the divine. It's time to go. Move. Look at that horse, too. It's like a sense of excitement, of new adventure. It's like, come on, buddy, let's go. Right? Right? Moving forward. Whoa. Oh, ho. You might have a twin flame to go to. This has come up in other readings. You holding on to this shit is preventing you from true love. I'm just, okay, now, because when they had me put this away in favor of these cards, they said later. Okay, Spirit, what have we got with this Two of Cups? Well, codependency, addictions. Again, addictions are affecting your romantic life. Okay, so if we move forward, yeah, getting rid of the addiction, codependence. You are codependent, right, to this toxic person. Let go of this so you can find new love. A new person has stirred your romantic feelings. Somebody might be coming in that you kind of like all of a sudden looked at and go, hey, and that's going to help you move on. Because guess what? Again, soulmate. I'm just going to give these cards a shuffle, see if there's another message. Because if you can control yourself, if you can heal these addictions, if you can clear that codependency doesn't just pop up to anybody. It pops up with people that were brought up in with toxic parents, or with some scars. Healthy, like emotionally healthy people, secure people, don't normally become codependent because they call a spade from the beginning. It's like, no, you're toxic. Goodbye. The codependent, somebody's prone to codependency because of how they were raised. It's like, no, I can fix that. No, I can make this work. No, I can't let go of this person because what if I never find another person? All right. Final message. Do we have a final? Yeah. You got to let that go. So that you can rise up from the ashes like a phoenix. This is a raven, but like a phoenix. Okay. Any more? Yep. Yep. Seven of Swords, that's interesting. Because that's often a card of deception. But this looks like you're picking up your shit and leaving. Is what this says. There may be some of you too that in walking away from this toxic person, they might try to trick you. They might try to deceive you. They might try to, please ignore my dirty fingernails because I've been digging in the garden again. Be careful of the repercussions of this toxic person. Because sometimes they want to leave you, but when you leave them, they're like, wait a minute. Okay, so just watch your back on that one. That I was surprised at that, actually. But it's true. Sometimes toxic people don't like to be left. Unless it's their idea. Okay. Can we get a final word of encouragement and or advice? Okay, that might be it. So we're gonna do 3. That's my thing, right? I do 3. 1. Oops. Yeah, those ones are. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so that's it. So, you know, heal away your addictions. I mean, for some of you, they may be actual addictions, but that's not how this reading is actually resonating. For the most part, healing addictions is relationship addictions and like your own feelings of self-worth and, you know, value. But if you clean this mess up and can release yourself, remember this card said, you made the chains that hold you. Oh, yes. Spirit just reminded me of this song. It's an Eagles song. And it's like a breakup song, of course. And it's like, sometimes, in one of those things, sometimes we live our lives in chains and we never even know we have the key. Okay? What is that song? Huh. Anyway, if you can get through this, if you can not break up and go back, right? Then you have true love. You have twin cups and soulmate and happiness waiting for you. But you need to, I'm not expecting this to happen right away for you people, okay? Because I really, even if there's somebody who sparks your interest, and I wouldn't like rush into a relationship with them, because you really need to heal your own stuff. Keep in mind too, we just had, we've just begun a new like lunar thing. Like I'm not huge about astrology, and you know, like some people know, like, I'm a Taurus and a Capricorn sun, whatever. Like I don't have the attention span to get that. Other people do. So then you can go to their sites, but we just had a full moon that was a lunar eclipse, and I think 5 planets lining up, and like there's all this, like that this is a real time of things changing, of karma, you know, of karma really going to work for you, for everybody. So what if you've been putting out good, that this is the time that the harvest, this is the harvest. So whatever you've been sowing up to now, it's going to come to fruition now. Those who've been sowing good will harvest good. Those who've been sowing destruction and poison, that's going to come back on them. So never wish for bad karma for somebody else, right? That's up to God to judge those people. You look after what's going on with you and your own healing. And you know what? As long as you're hoping for bad for somebody else, you're not healed. And honestly, for a toxic person, I have found the best policy in my life has always been to pray for their success. Because if they're happy, they're going to leave you the hell alone. All right? So have a fantastic day. I'll see you when I see you. Bye.